In this video, we're going to create a new scan job, and we're going to start from the home screen, which is the first screen you'll see when you open up SRP. And you can check click the new button, and it'll go to this screen, which is the new job screen, or actually the edit job screen as well. The first thing you will do is just pick a job flow. Typically that will be standard. We're going to do standard for this video. I will talk about estimate and pre-bill in a different video. Next, if the job is a rush job or needs attention from the management team, you can select those toggle buttons, and I will show you shortly where that shows up and the purpose of those. Next, you're going to enter in a customer. There's basically a couple ways you can enter a customer. If you know the beginning of the name, you can just start typing it. So here we're going to do Dewey Cheatham and Howe, which is our test customer. Once you see one item show up, you can just hit tab. If there's multiple, you can use your mouse to select one. If I go ahead and put Dewey, then once I hit tab, it'll automatically select it and fill out the customer box. And at the same time, it will open up this billing contacts dialog box. And these are all the contacts that are associated with this customer. And what this is asking is, who do you want to email the invoice to once the invoice is created? And in this case, I'll select myself. You can select everybody, whoever you want. Whoever you select here, whoever has a check mark will receive the invoice via email. Next, you'll do the same thing for ShareFile. Who is going to receive a notification in ShareFile that these files have been uploaded? We'll choose PJ in this case. The requester, this is going to be a name that shows up on the invoice, so you can change this if you want. It will default to the person you select for the invoice. The client, you see this one already has a client filled out, so the client will default to the last client of the job that you created. So that way, if you're creating multiple jobs for the same client, you don't have to re-enter it every time. You can change it the same way you did above. I'll show you the other way as well. So within this box, you can type Control F and get a search dialog this way. So you can type anything that's in these that you see on the screen. So here I typed in 1840 and it matched on the address. I'm going to X out of this because I want to just keep. I'll change it to add about. And you'll see it changes there. And the other way to get to that pop-up is with this button, and customer has the exact same functionality. So there's your list of customers. I don't think I mentioned that. So once you enter the client, it'll default to Florida. It'll actually default to the state of the client, but in this case, it's going to be Florida. All of these input boxes you see over here, like request type and job type, if you delete the text in there, it will show you all the options. So the reason it works this way is just for easier data entry. So if you hit a P and tab, it'll do plaintiff. If you can double click any box to highlight the whole box, you can type defendant or other. In this case, let's just do defendant. So I'll do D tab, and then it shows you billable or chart review. More than likely you'll do billable, but the option is there for chart review as well. Again, just once you see one item below, you can tab and it'll select it. The third-party reference is used quite often, so if there is one, you just type it into this box and that will show up where it needs to be on invoices and so forth. Then you can just type in the patient name. We'll do John Doe 2. And the patient date of birth, note that, see the formatting here, it's month, day, year. You do need to enter in a preceding 0 if it's, say, the 9th month and the 8th day. We want to use that format just to keep it consistent. When you tab out of there, you see it selects the certification. Any of these toggle switches, if you use the space bar, you can turn them on and off. So you can see this is selecting certification, deselecting certification. And it works the same for workers' comp and override. We'll talk about workers' comp and override in a separate video. As you can see, you could just tab through all of these. Films breakdown is going to have its own video as well. It's quite involved, so we'll hold off on that. And now we get to the request letter. So this is where in SRP you have the ability to load PDFs. You don't have to scan everything. So if you already have the request letter in PDF form, you can click this button, and I'll do that in just a second and show you how to load that. If you need to scan it, you'll hit the scan button, and that works very similar to what you've been doing in Secure Scan. But with SRP, we've added the convenience that if you already have the PDF, you can just select it. Let's do cover page 2 here and load it in, and you don't have to scan it because you've just loaded in the PDF and you've saved a step. Once you load that, you see this select stamp location dialog box. This allows you to put an electronic stamp on that document, so you don't have to use a stamper and then scan it in. You can do it that way if you want to, but this is giving you another option to do it a little more seamlessly. And you see this comments optional below. This is a comment. These comments will show up in red below this stamp. This is pretty much what the stamp will look like up in this corner when we hit apply. The reason for the no stamp option is if you have a request letter that's already been stamped and you just want to scan it in or load it in either way, you can select no stamp because you don't want to double stamp it. And then whichever option you choose, just hit apply. And then we'll do the same thing for medical records and billing. You can either load the PDFs or you can do the scans. For this video, we're going to load them. You see I have a bunch of them here. You can select as many as you want. I'll select 5 of them here and then click open. And note that it says there's 5 files, 215 pages. And now it's automatically doing the math for us over here with the pricing details. We have 215 pages. It's a defendant job, so it's $1 a page. So that's $215. The certification, which we can toggle on and off, is $35. So then it does the math on that. The Copy Solutions comments at the bottom. These comments are only for this particular job. So this is if you need to make notes for this one job. So this job. And you can add multiple comments and they will stack on top of each other. There you go. So again, just remember that these comments are going to only be for this one job for this particular patient, and they will travel with this job. So that's about it. I do want to show you too whatever customer comments you have. So we selected do each even how. This just basically says testing customer here. So all the comments for a particular customer will show up in blue in this area here. And since we chose Luther for the invoice and PJ for the share file in these pop-up boxes, it shows it to you over here, so you don't have to keep opening the boxes up to see what happened. And we'll get to talk about status later, but right now this is really just an incoming, going into in progress status. So that is it for creating a job. Let me show you real quick the rush and attention. So here's where you see the rush and attention toggles. So this they show up in this list. In a different video, I'll show you how you can actually just highlight the ones that meet that criteria, but we'll save that for another video.